Good morning, students. Today's class is about letter writing. Letters are of two types, formal letters and informal letters. The letters that we write to officials, authorities, managers, directors, principals of the schools, university deans, all these are formal letters. Informal letters we have been doing in our junior classes also to our friends, relatives, and to our known people. Now, the difference between formal and informal letter. Why do we call them formal and why do we call them informal? Informal letters, we are free to express ourselves the way we wish to convey our emotions to our well-known people or our acquaintances and all, our relatives, our friends, our parents when we are living away in hostels and all. And when it comes to formal letters, we need to be very, very crisp in presentation. Whatever the problem is, whatever the issue is, what action do we want from the authorities or whatever we wish to convey to them. Dear students, the letter writing is an art. The more you understand the question, the more precise and beautiful your letter or all writing section questions, they come up nicely. The more we understand the question, the more we need to think, rethink, and plan outlines we work. On the basis of those planned outlines we work, we understand better. While in our syllabus we have formal letters, and the formal letters of few types. As per the board guidelines, we have formal letters based on a particular situation. Now, situation may be shortage of electricity, frequent power cuts, improper supply of water, drinking water in your colony, road rage, road accidents that you have observed, right? So any situation, you see the rules and regulations being broken during pandemic. So any situation. So let's start. Before we move on, let us understand what are the things that we need to keep in mind. The most important thing that we need to keep in mind is a presentation part that we call as format. We also call it layout. How we bring our letter up, like how we present it, that is layout. Then comes the content part, very important, the content part. We'll discuss step by step all the things. Then comes the conclusion part, which is the part of content only, but everything in writing section, we begin, we continue, we illustrate, we use examples to elaborate, then we write the conclusion, right? So concluding, closing, concluding line, closing lines, closing sentences are very, very important. And the question is of 5 marks. So let us discuss this formal letter and understand how to write. I need to share the screen. So yes. So this way, dear students, now let us understand this topic, which is of writing section. Subjective question it is. Writing a letter in about 100 to 120 words based on a given situation, as I discussed. 1 out of 2 questions. You will have a choice in exam, so 1 out of 2 questions to be answered, and weightage 5 marks. Now, types to be covered. As I discussed, it can be an inquiry, it can be based on any complaint that you wish to make, placing order, and letter to the editor also. You need to create awareness and you are writing to the print media, that is the newspaper people, that this is the problem taking place. Lot of damaged roads in our colony, the main roads are damaged. You need to make a complaint, but at the same time you are creating awareness. So your complaint to the direct authority, and when you write the letter to the editor, it is more of creating awareness, right? And it is more of bringing or highlighting the issue. So let us share the format. The format covers self-address, that is the sender's address. Moreover, there is this address is given in the question. If it is not given in the question, whatever, say for the place is given Delhi, you create an imaginary address, mention the place and move. Then comes the receiver's address. Even you must write the date after self address and then the receiver's address, right? So we can make a change here, that self address, that is sender's address, then the date. So date in between two addresses, that is self address and receiver's address. Date, after the date we'll move on to receiver's address and then salutation, sir, madam, then subject. Even in some books, you'll find the subject first and salutation after that. You can make that also. That is salutation, dear sir, madam, and then the subject. And sometimes you can mention the in some books you may find, or you may see the formats subject and then the salutation. So it is absolutely correct. Moving on to the body of the letter, that is the content part. That is paragraph 1, opening. What is the problem? What is the issue? For what purpose we have written the letter to the authority? The second paragraph, the issue that we need to bring out further, or explain it properly, that what is the problem, what is the current state, what is the reason. And para 3, the middle para 2 is little longer than the opening paragraph and the concluding paragraph. So moving on to the third paragraph, we divide a letter into 3 paragraphs, right? The concluding paragraph may be written demanding an action from the authorities. Example, I hope the authorities will look into the matter and take some stringent efforts, steps to sort out the problem of our colony, of our residential area, that is Alok Vihar colony, or whatever is mentioned in the question. I hope the authorities will wake up from their deep slumber and do the needful to give respite, relaxation to the residents. So this way we can even put some suggestions, and then this action demand statement in 2 to 3 lines we can conclude our letter. Then comes the closing. Yours truly, yours faithfully, the name and the signature. So, dear students, the format part, self-address, date, receiver's address, salutation, subject, content in 3 paragraphs, body of the letter in 3 paragraphs, then the closing. Yours truly, name and signature, right? So this way, some useful expressions that you can keep in mind. Say for if we are preparing a letter, or if the question is regarding a complaint. Now, we need to remember some lines, some phrases, some sentences that help us in writing these letters. So, some useful expressions. Inquiry, when you are inquiring about something, you wish to do some course, you wish to do some summer course, you wish to do some holiday course of 10 days, say for computer programming, say for learning something online, offline, some special sports guidance you need. So we are interested in, we would like to know. I would be obliged if you could send me the necessary information, because your letter is based on the situation of inquiry. Next, when your letter is related to complaint, it is quite disheartening to note that to the chairperson, municipal corporation, insanitary conditions, stagnant water in your area. It is disheartening to note that, to inform that the whole of so and so MI road is with open manholes. It has become difficult for the residents. It is disheartening to inform you about this issue. We regret to inform you. The second beginning, or somewhere these expressions, I wish to bring to your attention. This is to bring to your attention, this is to bring to your notice that the faulty product that we purchased, you're making a complaint. of a product that you purchase from a shop. So complain also may be of different types, right, dear students? So let us understand these expressions. When the letter is of the nature of the letter is inquiry, we may use we require so and so information. So how to put this into proper phrases, right? You can also, we'll share the beginnings and the endings. Let us discuss these language expressions. We regret to inform you, I wish to bring to your attention that. So this, we regret to inform you or I wish to bring to your attention is the same thing, but regretful situation, complaining situation. The feeling is regretful, but we need to express it formally. So thus letter writing is an art. Right expression, right sentence for the right type of letter. Now this is to bring to your notice or any other complaint with which you wish to bring to the notice of the concerned person. Then moving on to the next part, some more useful expressions. When you're writing the letter to the editor, you need to write the beginning through the columns of your esteemed newspaper. I wish to draw your attention towards the issue. I wish to express my views regarding the issue, the grave issue, the disheartening issue, the problematic issue. And if it is a very good thing that is happening, no need to mention disheartening because it is a situation which is a wonderful one. Say for your school is celebrating a grand road safety week. So through the columns of your esteemed newspaper, I wish to draw your attention towards a wonderful, heartening matter being celebrated, or a week being observed by schools and institutions, and particularly by so and so school, because then you can put your reasons. And the next opening expression that you can take help. May I have some space in the columns of your esteemed newspaper to bring your attention. So, bringing attention in a formal way when you're writing to the editor. Then the next situation, children, or the type of letter, placing in order. Now, this is an important thing to discuss here, that placing in order. This is with reference to the telephonic conversation that we had with your sales representative regarding the purchase of, because you are placing in order. So you had already talked, you have already sent the mail, you are referring to that talk and you are informing them that you are pleased, you are glad, you are happy to place an order of the following goods or furniture items or books. So this way we move on to some language expressions that we can use in our situational letters, because our letters are based on situations. As I discussed, the situation may be you are interested in some inquiry, you're not happy with some situation and you are complaining, you're very happy because of something, some celebration, something is being observed, and moreover you are writing to the editor to bring the issue forward which you're not liking, which is creating anxiety, anxiousness. So may I have some space in the columns of your esteemed newspaper to bring your attention, or esteemed newspaper to express my anxiety regarding the issue of stray animals on the main roads of the city. So this, here the issue is stray animals troubling the people and creating accidents, right? Frequent accidents, road rage situations, so like that, right? So I hope these expressions will help us in furnishing and making our letters beautiful. Let us move on to a sample letter, whatever we have discussed through a sample. Write a letter to the manager, Messrs. Kapoor and Company, New Delhi, complaining about a washing machine you purchased from their showroom. The washing machine is noisy and dissatisfactory. Also request him to replace the washing machine at the earliest. You are Karan, Kriti oblique Karan, Kamla Nagar, New Delhi. Now, dear students, please pay attention to the question. You need to write a complaint letter. The situation is complaining letter about a washing machine that you purchased is not satisfactory, is not giving you satisfactory services. Customers' dissatisfaction. The washing machine is quite noisy and dissatisfactory. Also request him to replace the washing machine at the earliest. The name is given, the address is given. So let's move to the part of formatting. So 404 Green Apartments, New Delhi. The place mentioned is New Delhi, so we have created an imaginary address. Then 5th November 2020. The manager, Mrs. Kapoor and Company. This much information is always there in the question, dear students. Now, let us move further. So, to the further part of this letter, that is subject, as we discussed. As I discussed, that subject is always there in the question. So, complain regarding recently purchased washing machine. So, madam, we discussed that sir and madam can come and then the subject can come. It is absolutely right. We can move this way also. This is to bring to your notice that I purchased a Whirlpool washing machine from your outlet wide receipt number so and so. When we make a purchase, we have bills and invoice with us. So that number is to be mentioned because we are complaining about that product. So the first paragraph is the opening paragraph. This is to bring to your notice that I purchased a Whirlpool washing machine from your outlet wide receipt so and so on or dated so and so, right? This is to bring to your notice that this particular product is dissatisfactory and a defective one, a defective product. The washing machine worked for a couple of days and started making noise while wringing the clothes. The washing machine stops on its own, hampering the work, household work. It is quite disheartening to use such a defective piece. Since the machine is in guarantee period, I request you to replace it with a new one at the earliest. I request you to sort out this problem at the earliest, or I will be forced to lodge a formal complaint in the consumer court. The invoice of purchase has been enclosed for your reference. We are mentioning that we have enclosed, dispatched the receipt or the billing, the bill part of this washing machine along with this complaint letter. The request is being made, but along with the request, the consumer's right it is to lodge a complaint. So we have added one more line. I will be forced to lodge a formal complaint if my letter is not taken into concern. I may go to consumer court, but when it is a formal letter, we need to write it with improper formal language. So let me repeat this sentence for you. I request you to sort out this problem or solve this problem at the earliest, or I will be forced to lodge a formal complaint in the consumer court. The invoice of purchase has been enclosed for your reference. Yours truly, Karan Kumar, customer. I hope, dear students, the sample letter is quite convincing, quite easy for us to understand. Now, these are two questions, dear children, on the screen, which are from latest sample from boards. Board sample questions, letter writing, 5 marks. As I said, 2 questions will be there and 1 out of 2 you will be required or you will be doing out of those 2 1 question. So let me read the question for you. That is, you are Tabassum Tarun, a resident of Satyanagar Colony, Bhubaneswar, Odisha. You have noticed that some residents of your colony are repeatedly flouting quarantine rules laid out during the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Write a letter to the SHO of the local police station, right? Drawing attention towards the same. Explain how such acts impact the health of the community and request immediate intervention and strict action. Now, this is to be written the letter to the police station, local police officer. Okay, and then drawing the attention that there are many people who are breaking the rules and regulations during the quarantine period, and they are during pandemic and they are troubling the people, right? So this is a complaint letter and you need to bring to the notice. So we may go to the expressions that we discussed just now. That it is quite regretful to inform you that, and then you can take one or two expressions from the question itself. The second question, dear students, is you are Vejanti Vijay from Prakash Nagar, Sikandrabad, Andhra Pradesh. Write a letter to Book Haven Store requesting home delivery of the books, stationery, and art material you had ordered telephonically. Share the reason for being unable to pick the goods in person. Confirm your address and details and a convenient time slot. The second situation is you have ordered some stationery items, some goods telephonically. You cannot pick them on your own, maybe pandemic, maybe the wagon is not there with you these days, maybe you are not keeping well for a cup since last night, or whatever the reason may be, but you need to inform and you need to request to deliver the items or the goods or the commodities at home. So let us move on to the solution part of one of these questions. That is, let us see how we are going to this design our or frame our letter. So from the question itself, we have picked up the address. I hope the address in the question is, let's go through Prakash Nagar, Sikandrabad, Andhra Pradesh. So we have taken the same address. Then 25th November 2020, the manager, Book Haven Store, Sikandrabad, requesting home delivery of the stationery material. Subject, home delivery of the material. Dear Sir, Madam, salutation. This is with reference to the conversation that we had regarding the order of books, stationery, and art material, we can put any. So, and the materials were ordered telephonically on 24th November 2020 by reference number 023456. Some reference number is always given for the orders. So now I humbly request you to deliver the material at home by 26th November. Due to non-availability of the conveyance on account of strike, the material cannot be collected from your bookstore. So furnish the reason. The question had asked that give the reason in person why you cannot collect the books or the stationery materials. So the reason given is because of the non-availability of the conveyance facility not available on account of strike, the material cannot be collected from your bookstore. I hope that my order would be delivered at the earliest by 26 November at 46 Prakash Nagar, Sikandrabad between 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. The payment of the above order will be done by cash after the delivery. It is very important to discuss when you are getting something as the delivery or you have ordered something. So talk about the payment mode and or the payment part. Kindly ensure the timely delivery without any damage or mishandling of the goods. Yours truly, Kriti Kumar. So this way, dear students, we have done the sample question as given in the board sample paper recently. I hope you have understood the letter writing part. We can recapitulate also for a minute. Let us move on to the recapitulation part. The weightage of this question is 5 marks, letter writing, and we need to write in 100 to 120 words. It would be better if we elaborate our question in 120 words. types to be covered or situations, because we have in our syllabus situational letters. So this way, based on complaint, inquiry, placing, or even letter to the editor, right? Then comes the format part, as we discussed, address of receiver and the sender first and then the receiver, not forgetting the date, then followed by salutation, followed by subject and then the salutation, you can say, then content in 3 paragraphs, opening paragraph, middle paragraph, and the concluding paragraph, and then closing with yours truly or faithfully. And taking help of these expressions, I shall be obliged, I would be interested, we are pleased to place an order. It is quite regretful to inform you that this is happening. So like that, these expressions will wonderfully help us. And then moving on to the samples that we shared, we can cover up the writing section topic, letter writing. Dear students, I hope you might have understood how to write a letter. We'll be discussing more letters and more writing section questions in the next classes. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy, fit and fine. God bless you all. Thank you.